I just loaded up a new survival world in the latest snapshot because I heard that there was a new ore drop from different ores. So you got the iron ore drop, which drops raw iron, no matter the deep slate or the regular ore version, and you also have raw copper, as well as raw gold as well. Personally, I wanted to kind of give my opinions. I think this is a good idea, although the iconic iron ore, gold ore drops that we're all used to will not really be there anymore unless you use Silk Touch, which will be interesting to see how that works. But what I find really interesting is that Fortune works on these, which I'm super excited about. Now, obviously, using like Fortune 3, it does not doesn't drop that much from what I've seen in some earlier testing, but it does have a chance of dropping like an extra one, which I personally think is really cool. And will definitely make the help balance out some of the dangers with finding these ores, as well as with some of the rarity of some of these ores being a little bit more harder to find than in 1.16 or below. One thing I think would be really cool to see is to see Mojang make it so like the deep slate variants would have a higher chance of dropping more ores. I think that would be really cool to reward players for going to the deeper, darker places of the world. And to give a little bit of a bonus for having to go through all the deep slate and mine through it, as it is much harder to mine through. Personally, in regards to the textures of the ores, the gold ore, the raw gold is on point. I really like how it looks, and I think that texture should definitely stay the way it is because I think it looks really cool, having that kind of gold dust type look. The copper, raw copper is okay. Obviously, I'm not really a texture design person, but I feel like almost a little bit of green there should be mixed in a little bit more, and then maybe try to add some of the stone colors. Although I realize why they don't really do that, because you have deep slate and normal stone, so I don't really know how you would balance that. But also, and the iron ore, let me find it in my inventory here. I'm not too big of a fan of the iron ore. To me, it looks more like some sort of clay that you might find. I don't know what they should really do with this texture. I'm not a super big fan of it. Partially is probably because I'm really used to the way it's always looked with the iron ore, and the new ore textures have actually been pretty good. I really like the lapis, and I really like the coal, are probably my favorite two of the textures that they changed. The copper, I'm not so big on, but it's pretty good. Another texture changes to note that I really like is the changes to the deep slate here. I really like the way they changed it. The first one was super tiled, but just like the little extra variance here definitely makes it blend in a lot better. And I thought it was important to kind of go through here in survival and stuff, because most people are in creative, they have night vision, and so it's really hard to see and feel what the actual feel of the caves are. But just kind of going through here in survival, you can kind of see how all the different lights affect it. You can see a little bit of the glow lichen up there. And I think the glow lichen really helps kind of helps you feel the shape of the cave and make it feel less than just dark in areas where it's not really lit up. And once you do place down those torches, it does light it up pretty good, and it feels right. Another interesting change is, as I've been running around these deeper levels, obviously there's no coal that's spawning down here anymore, which it definitely adds kind of an interesting mechanic, because now I'm running out of torches, so I kind of have to try to go back up to try to get more coal. I don't know, I kind of wish you could still find coal down at these deeper levels so that you didn't have to go up to get more coal. Although obviously once you're more established, you'll have plenty of coal and torches and all that, and so it probably won't really be that big of a problem. And obviously the deep slate diamonds, as we just found another one here, absolutely awesome looking. The one change, especially with the ore generation here, is because they spawn in much smaller veins. Like here you can see we just got a one vein there. It's really exciting to find diamonds still, but I feel like the excitement is a little bit less because you don't get so many. Obviously, we've been running around for a couple minutes here, we found 2. On the topic of some of these changes that they've been making, obviously with the deep slate, you mine it a whole lot slower, as you can kind of see here, and you can't insta-mine it. Personally, I think they should make it so that there is a way. Obviously, netherite technically mines just a little bit faster than diamond tools, but not fast enough to actually instant mine the deep slate. You can't even do that with a gold pickaxe, with haste 2, of course. And so I kind of feel like they should change that to maybe make it so that maybe gold tools could instant mine it, as well as maybe netherite tools could instant mine the deep slate. Especially because of people who want to make perimeters or dig out large areas for bases, being hindered by mining the deep slate at the normal speed is really going to slow down people from being able to make those big builds or collect lots of the deep slate quickly. Obviously, we have the moss blocks that we can now use to kind of clear out areas a little bit faster, but as far as collecting it and trying to clear out large areas, you're not going to be able to instant mine it. And personally, the effort to get a beacon that is good enough to instant mine just normal stone and everything is already a pretty decent of a task. I really feel like there should be a way to instant mine the deep slate. And of course, another feature they definitely need to add, which I shouldn't have to say anymore, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Please add movable tile entities. And one last thing before I go, I was just running through the caves and just look at this. Like, it's super dark, you can't really see anything, and I really hope that YouTube doesn't butcher this with compression. But I love the way the glow lichen, you can kind of tell how big the cave you're in actually is, even though you can't see very well, because of just the little glow lichen. I feel like that was a really good change, and you can just tell how vast this area is, just by kind of looking at all the little spots of glow lichen everywhere. And it just has this really awesome feel under here for sure, although extremely dangerous, as all of the mobs are probably going to kill me soon. So with that, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like the new ore changes, if you don't like them, leave a comment down below. I'd really like to see where everybody sits with some of these new changes. Thanks for watching.